Welcome back, folks. This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared here with Bob. We just went through some significant technical difficulties there for a little while. So we're up and rolling now. Turns out that your tablet isn't awesome with external microphones.
Yeah, it's it's pretty awesome actually. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Like obviously too. It's like I test out this stupid mic.
Right.
I download a voice record app because the sound sucks. And I haven't been listening to ourselves. So when you said something the other day, it kind of reminded me. So I test that out. Doesn't work. Or I'm sorry, the voice record app. I'm sitting there and I'm hitting the mic. If you're on YouTube, you can see I'm slapping the mic.
Yeah.
So on the voice record app, it picks up the sound. So I go, all right, well, let me buy a better mic. So go on Amazon, get a better mic, gets delivered just now, pop it in, light turns green. And I'm like, all right, well, it must be working. So you have me start hitting the mic on the tablet. It's still tablet input. I'm like, great. So I pull up the voice record app and not so lucky. So I don't know what to do about this whole situation outside of switch to Michaela's laptop.
Yeah. I mean,
of course, I have a Chromebook, of course. It's gotta be, I have to have a Chromebook, right? Processing power is so poor that I would drop like every couple minutes if I used my laptop.
Yeah.
Sick.
So, I mean, the one thing too that I was just thinking about is if I do end up getting a new job, there's a solid chance I'll probably end up having to buy a new laptop. And then maybe you can have my old one. But that obviously wouldn't be like, today. What kind of laptop does Michaela have?
One? No, I think we smashed it and covered it in bleach.
Oh yeah.
Do I have an old laptop? Which is what we did.
Yep. Yeah, I tried to download Age of Empires on it when that was like week 2 of the pandemic. Like that was like when we all thought we were still 2 weeks to flatten the curve. I was like, oh man, there's no work, there's nothing to do. I was like, oh man, I saw a commercial, I think, or something. I don't know how it came up, but I was like, I really want to play Age of Empires because that shit was my jam as a kid. And you can't get Age of Empires on a Mac. So I used your old laptop, but what did it take? 2 days to download?
I don't even know. Did it ever download? I don't even know.
Yeah. So what ended up happening, I mean, it was $20. It cost me $20, but I bought it and I downloaded it. And I think I'm pretty sure it took 2 days to finish downloading on the laptop just because it was so old. And then I played it for like a day and a half. And then I was like, it's so slow. It's like laggy. I can't do this. But I tried. It got me, like I said, a day and a half. It's not like I was doing anything else at the time. We hadn't even started like home projects yet because we thought it was just 2 weeks.
And then when I got the Chromebook, I tried doing a Zoom call with it and it just like froze and froze and froze and froze. And I'm like, don't the kids use Chromebooks at school? And like, don't they have like Zoom and shit?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is wrong with mine? Like, this is the thing is like, I'm an idiot. Technology quite literally never works for me. Never fucking works. It can't just ever like work.
Yeah, it's always something.
Oh, you have a Chromebook? Yeah, well, we're just never gonna fucking. This thing's just gonna lag for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a tab. Great. No mics. Just no mics. You can't have mics. Come on, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's not ideal.
I don't fucking know.
But it makes sense, right?
I'll probably try Michaela's laptop next time, but
yeah. Yeah, it's fucking always something, right? Like I was saying too, like I have a condenser mic over here, which for anyone that has been listening long enough, those are like regular microphones like that people use. It's what we usually use when we podcast in person. We have 3 of them. So there's 2 for when we're in person, and I have the other one over here. But I found out that you can't plug, because they make without getting too technical, they make an XLR to USB cable because these microphones need XLR inputs. It's just an audio thing. It doesn't matter to anybody that's listening, unless you're an audio engineer, in which case you'll tell me why I'm just an idiot. But they make XLR to USB cables. So I was trying to just plug my condenser microphone into my computer via the USB port on my computer. Well, I found out that's not how these microphones work. They need something that's called phantom power. So I had to buy like a little phantom power box that was like $35, so that I can plug my condenser mic into that. If you're watching on YouTube, it's this guy right here, one of this thing. So it'll sit nicely on the desk in front of me, and I won't have to hold it like a fucking jabroni, like I'm a stand-up comedian up here trying to do a bit. But yeah, it was supposed to get delivered today. I bought it on Amazon yesterday, and it's 8:00 on a Tuesday night, and it's still not here. So it'll get delivered.
Probably getting delivered now.
Yeah, they're probably just dropping it off right now on the front steps. So it'll be there when we're done recording. But maybe next time. we'll get this thing figured out. So before we get into any of the other shit, though, speaking of getting things figured out, we have to take a victory lap. Me in particular, I get to take a victory lap because Bob Dole died yesterday, I think. I had him on my death pool this year. So
do we have him?
Yep. So I'm looking at it right now. This is the 3rd person we've hit on the death pool this year. So again, I don't know when you guys that are listening have started listening, but if you've been listening long enough, every year we do a death pool because it's fun. I forget how it even started. But we've been doing it for a couple of years now. So on my death pool, I'll just run through really quick because there's only 4 people in the pool. It's me, Sexy Chris, you, and then Jones. So my 5 were Bob Dole, Francis Ford Coppola, Gene Hackman, Bob Knight, and Lil Wayne. Obviously, I hit on Bob Dole. So there we go. Here's my victory lap. I'm a genius. Chris had Willie Nelson, Ric Flair, Ghislaine Maxwell, Bill Clinton, and one of the Rolling Stones. He hit. Charlie Watts died a couple months ago. Jones had Jim Einhoff, Betty White, Willie Nelson, Norman Lloyd, who died a couple months ago. I don't even know who that is, but he died. Jones got it right. And then Hulk Hogan. And then you had Joe Biden, Mike Ditka, Britney Spears, Jack Ma, and Jimmy Carter. So you're the only one that hasn't hit yet, but there's still like 3.5 weeks left in the year.
Because I'm a fucking huge loser and I suck.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Britney Spears was looking good for a little while. Once they lifted her conservatorship and she was like free to go do her own shit, didn't she got like married like the next day or something? And it's like, oh yeah, this bitch is gonna be dead soon.
Yeah, so I don't even know.
There's still time. Jack Ma?
Yeah.
Jack Ma was
Well, that was
missing.
the thing. It's like he was missing when I fucking said that. I think he's back and fine now.
Yeah. So I don't know. We've hit 3 so far in our death pool. This is by far the most successful year we've had. I don't know what that says about us or what that says about this year, but there we go. No COVID here, COVID free. I tested negative 2 days in a row now on rapid tests. Granted, it's a rapid at home test, but tested negative yesterday and then tested negative again today. So COVID free. Like I said, I get some lagging fucking congestion, but fuck off. I feel like $1 million. No more chest pain. No more.
That's good because
anything else.
I don't have COVID and feel about fucking 18 cents.
Yeah. Right. And that's what I was trying to say to Spencer. Like when he was like, oh yeah, can you rate it between 1 and 10? And I was like, yeah, 5. Like, I'm not trying to be like Timmy Tough Nuts over here. Like, it's literally like, for me, it was a 5. And now again, I understand that there's literally millions of people that have died from this. So I'm not trying to like downplay what their situation was like. And even like Jones, like we know Jones got hit pretty hard by COVID, and I literally had a stuffy nose, and like that was it. I didn't get any of the fun stuff. So I was actually convinced that I didn't have COVID at one point because I was like, I can still taste and smell, because that's supposed to be like the hallmark thing. So, but yeah, like I said, it was nothing. I'm also, I think, so this is not, I'm not like trying to be like a fucking genius over here. This isn't my novel thought. This is actually like there's some science, plenty of science behind it. But I think a lot of it has to do with vitamin D, right? I mean, again, this is not, I'm not out here being like, I figured it out. A lot of people talk about this, and people have been talking about this from the very beginning, right? About the whole vitamin D thing. Because there were people that were like, oh, this is a disease that seems to be worsened by vitamin D deficiency. And they're telling everyone to stay inside, right? Which obviously means you're not going to get as much vitamin D. So I supplement with vitamin D, like literally every day. I take 5,000 IUs along with all my other fucking vitamin shit that I take. And I think that potentially could be why I didn't really have it that bad, because I'm not deficient in vitamin D. The other thing that has been going around is that Black and brown people tend to get hit a little bit harder by COVID. And again, so I'm obviously making a point on purpose here so I'm making the information work for me, but people with darker skin have a harder time absorbing vitamin D, right? Because that's the whole melanin thing in your skin. And so therefore they would be more likely to be vitamin D deficient. So that could potentially be why it hits people with darker skin worse than it hits white people. I don't know.
Why do you think the trends of when COVID rates are the highest in the Northeast are right around mid-September to about April?
Yep.
And why they're the worst down south in the summer?
Right, because people are inside. You're out of the sun. People in the Northeast go inside right around mid-September, October, and it's cold as fuck, so we don't surface again until fucking April, May. So, and then in the South, it gets hot as balls, probably around May, and then it's not bearable again until like October, November. So I think it's twofold there.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it's happened for 2 straight years.
Yeah, so I think it's twofold there. I think it's partially because you're inside and you're not getting the vitamin D, but with that in particular, I think this is an indoor virus, right? Like it's because it's airborne. It's more able to spread when people stay indoors. Like there's a lot of evidence that shows that this thing doesn't spread outside. Um, so I think like just the positive case numbers probably has something to do with both like the vitamin D, but then also that you're just inside. My original point was like just about like the severity of like the symptoms. Like I said, because I barely had anything because I'm not vitamin D deficient. So it's interesting again, and it's all anecdotal. Again, like I said, I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not out here claiming to have all the answers. But all I can speak to is my experience, and I know where I'm at. Like I said, I supplement with vitamin D every day, and I have for years. I've been doing that before even like this whole COVID thing. Like I was always taking vitamin D. So I don't know. When the COVID thing swung around, I added some other things to that, but you know, I don't know. Maybe that could be it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like I said, there's enough evidence for some scientists to suggest it. And then, like I said, my anecdotal experience would support that. So maybe you guys should all go out and start taking vitamin D.
Didn't we tell people that like
2 years ago?
last year?
Yeah. Year and a half ago. Yep. Yeah. Because remember we said there's going to be a run on vitamin D at fucking CVS like there was toilet paper. But then there never was.
People, no, because that would require people taking their own health into their own hands.
Correct. Yep.
Something
no one
that
wants to
people
do
do
that.
not do.
No. So I don't know. Do you still you took it for a little while, right? Do you still take it?
I mean, I take it when I can, and
Yeah.
when I can is when I remember, because
Yeah.
it's in a cabinet.
Yeah.
I gotta get real lucky to remember that I gotta take it.
Yeah. So then the other thing now too, right? It's Tuesday. So I originally started showing symptoms, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday prior. So that's what, 7, 8. This is 9 days ago, right? That I started showing symptoms. Amy, clear. She's in the clear. She is not sick at all through this whole thing. So we live in the same house. We slept in the same room for at least the first 2 or 3 days of me being COVID positive, or at least having symptoms. And she's good. She's clear, not sick at all. Now she also takes a supplement that's vitamin C and vitamin D, and it's like airborne. It's like it's the Target generic brand of like the airborne stuff. Or no, emergency. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's the emergency plus vitamin D.
Oh yeah, I was drinking that a lot last year too.
Yeah.
It's great because the Target brand doesn't really like blend up that well.
Yeah.
So it ends up tasting like a chalky mess.
Yes. Yep.
Plus vitamins.
Yeah. So I was taking that too for a little bit, like at the beginning when I was first, obviously had the positive test, and I was like, let me just take this too, whatever, fuck it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, she's not sick. We live in the same house. Granted, after I tested positive, I pretty much just stayed in that room like all the time. But like we still were near each other. Like I still had to go to the kitchen. Like we still ate dinner. You know what I mean? Like we were near, and she was good. She's clear. Nothing. So you would think if she was going to show any symptoms, she would have had them by now.
Yeah, because it's usually, you know what? Those people are fucking assholes. They don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually like 5 to 7 days after exposure.
No, depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when it comes to like quarantine rules, it's
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. But I'm clear.
Whatever.
I've been fucking I went out today. I went to Target. I said, fuck it. Don't care. I got two negative tests 24 hours apart. I would be, if I'm good enough to play in the NFL, I'm good enough to go to Target, right? Because that's the NFL rule. Like if you test positive.
Whoa. Only if you're vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, fuck off. That's stupid. That's the dumbest thing ever. But that's politically driven.
No.
No, yeah.
They're just looking out.
Yeah, it's totally legit.
Just being safe.
All right. So in my quarantine time, right, when I was all fucking hanging out in the spare bedroom by myself, I was watching a lot of TV. I was watching a lot of Netflix. I found this show on Netflix called Rotten, and it is really fucking good. It's like one of those like docu-series things. So like each episode is kind of like its own standalone thing. They're about an hour. Like I think they're anywhere from like 50 to like an hour and 5 minutes, like 50 minutes to an hour and 5 minutes. So I started watching them, and super fucking fascinating stuff, right? So like I like that stuff anyway. Like I like documentaries. I like learning things and like, you know, finding out like weird stupid things. So I start watching the first one, and granted I just hit go and just started watching, and it started me in season 2, which whatever, it doesn't matter. Like there's no chronological order to any of these things. But the first one that I watched was on avocados, and I will definitely, well, I can't really eat avocados because I'm allergic to them now, but I don't think I'll ever eat avocados ever again. Even if I was able to. So
well, let's play the game. Do you want to go ahead and ruin avocados for everyone?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and ruin avocados for everybody. So you would think, right, by the name of the show being called Rotten, that there's going to be some like gross thing about each of these like food things. And it's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that like avocados are grown in like fucking horse shit and like human piss. No, that's not it at all. The name Rotten is just because what happens is pretty rotten. So avocados, essentially, the ones that come from Mexico. So that little commercial you hear, the little jingle, avocados from Mexico, like that one. Pretty much every single avocado that you buy from Mexico is going to support gang violence. They laid out like how this works. It all started out with like the avocado farms all throughout Mexico. And there was one gang that started like taking control of like the avocado farms because they were like, yo, there's a lot of money in this shit. So they started fucking taking cuts from avocado farmers. Well, a couple avocado farmers didn't like that. So they banded together and created their own rival gang. And then there was another gang that sprung out of that. Pretty much like by the end of this little documentary, there was like 6 or 7 different gangs in Mexico that are fighting over like avocado, like the control of like the avocado trade. And they fuck with each other's like farms. Like they'll go like dig up the avocado trees or like set shit on fire. They'll like stand outside with fucking like machetes and shit and rifles. It's fucked up. Like it's pretty bad. And then they show there's avocados that are grown in Chile too, I think it is. And even those are affected by gangs. Like the gangs make their ways all the way down there. So essentially, the only avocados that you can buy that do not directly contribute to some sort of like gang activity and gang violence are the ones that are grown in California. However, the ones that are grown in California can only be grown at a certain time of the year, which is why we started buying avocados from Mexico in South America, because you can grow them there year round because it's a climate thing, right? Like they only can grow in a certain climate. So even California, where the avocados are, it's really only good. There is a season, right? There's an avocado season. And when it's out of season, like that's the other thing too, that I've always thought was really funny as I've learned more about like food and where it comes from and all that shit. It's like, has no one ever stopped to wonder why we can get all foods at all times in the year? When if you have a garden in your yard or you know someone with a garden, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like if you grow tomatoes, right? Tomatoes are the big one. Every fucking guinea in Massachusetts has the fucking 5-gallon Home Depot bucket with the green rods in it, and they grow their own tomatoes. They're like, yeah, I'm going to make my own fucking sauce, kid. Well, you grow in tomatoes in your backyard. Can you grow those tomatoes all year round?
Yes.
No. But you can buy tomatoes in the grocery store all year round, right? It's because they're all shipped in from all other random places in the world. So like whatever climate you need to grow certain things, like they just grow them there and then ship them. And then how they get them here, you know, sometimes they fucking quick freeze them and then unfreeze them and all this other shit. There's like a whole, I forget what it was called, but back in the day there was a diet. It wasn't obviously like, it wasn't the paleo diet or wasn't anything like that, but there was like, it was like the paleo diet where you would only eat things that were in season, like while they were in season. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be able to eat strawberries in fucking February. Like you could only eat strawberries in, I don't know, whenever strawberry season is. You know what I mean? Like whatever. So the avocados that come from California, there's not a lot of them either, right? Because there's not a ton of avocado farms in California. And I'm pretty sure they can only be grown in Southern California. So other than that, you're supporting gang violence in Mexico. So enjoy that. Hope your avocados taste good. You fucks. You're disgusting.
You didn't nearly ruin avocados the way I thought you would.
Well, there's a lot of like, it's a whole hour-long documentary. Like I can't cover the shit that goes into it the way they do.
You don't have to, because you gave me the heavy hitters. It's fucking gang stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. If I'm gonna buy avocados, which I haven't bought an avocado and I don't even fucking know how long.
Yeah.
I could give a flying fuck less if it's gonna contribute to fucking gang wars in Mexico. Because there is nothing, as an individual, there is nothing I can do to stop gang wars in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair.
We have death taxes and whatever. They should have gang wars, poverty,
and pollution.
Like,
yeah,
it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point.
If it's not the avocados, it's just gonna be something else.
Yeah, like drugs.
Weed, coke.
Yeah.
Weed, coke, human beings.
Like the 12 other things, because there's 12 episodes. There's two seasons, and there's 6 episodes in each season. So each thing is like really fucked up. It makes you look at like the world and you're like, holy shit, like this is crazy. So another one, like one of them was bottled water, like the bottled water industry. And for the longest time, I've always been staunchly anti bottled water. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. Like you're paying for something that you can get out of the faucet. Like you're paying for something aside from the fucking save the fucking dolphins, man. Like all the plastic bottles are in the ocean, man. Like we gotta fucking, save that. Save me from that bullshit. I like there's a little bit of it, but I don't really give a shit too much about that. Like I just think it's dumb, right? That you're gonna go to the store and pay $3.29 for like a bottle of fucking Aquafina when you can literally get water out of the tap, or like everyone's fucking fridge has a water dispenser now that has a filter in it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just think bottled water is very dumb. The concept of it, but it's a great business idea, right? Like phenomenal business, because they make billions of dollars. So the whole episode goes through that and why it's all fucked up, and they look at I think it's this place in Africa, but I think it's Nigeria. One of the cities or towns in Nigeria is all fucked up because Nestle owns every single bottled water company pretty much in the United States, like all the major ones. So like Poland Spring, trying to remember. It's pretty much it's all of them except it's all of them except for Dasani and Aquafina, because Dasani is owned by Coca-Cola, Aquafina is owned by Pepsi, and then it's like all of the other ones are owned by Nestle, like somewhere along the line. I can't remember any of the other bottled water companies right now, but
Smart Water, Fiji Water.
Yeah, one of the like Ozarka. Oh, and they show like different areas of the country, like where they're big. So it shows like the map of the United States and all of like where the water has come from. Mountain Ice is the big one. So obviously Poland Spring is the one for us in New England because it
comes from Maine, dude.
It was originally from a company in Maine, and then Ozarka was in the Midwest. Mountain Ice was in like the Michigan, Wisconsin area, and they've all been bought by Nestle. All of like the big brands in the country, and now they pretty much just bottle fucking tap water. It's wild. Like the whole story about bottled water is just fucking crazy to me. Like they really fucked up this one city in Nigeria, like pretty bad. People are dying because they put one fucking faucet thing for the people because Nestle's like, oh yeah, look at us, like we're good, like we'll put a faucet here for people to come get clean water, except there's a massive fucking highway that cuts the city in half, so everyone that lives on the east side of the highway can walk to this like water place and get clean water, but everyone on the west side of the city has to try and cross a fucking highway, and like people get hit and killed by cars all the time. It's crazy because if they do, like, there's no other way to get water, right, than to this one thing. Like it's all fucked up. It's crazy. A couple of the other episodes were sugar. One of them was chocolate. Like chocolate's actually wicked fucked up. And one of the most interesting ones was wine. I had no idea, because it focused on like France, this one region in France that I can't, Boldic, France, that is like world renowned for its wine, but there's wine gangs.
Dude, like anytime money's involved, there's gonna be gangs involved.
It's all fucked up, because then what places do is, because everyone wants French wine, they take Spanish wine and they just change the label and say it's French, but it's not. So then they get fucked up. And then the whole thing is like, now China has decided that they want to get into the winemaking business, and they've already started winning awards for like world wine shit. and now everyone's flipping out, right? Because France and Spain are fucking bitching at each other. But meanwhile, China's over there, like about to take over the whole wine industry. It's fucking crazy. Like there was like like the whole theme of this rotten thing is because there was like 3 or 4 episodes. I've watched probably 7 or 8 of them so far. And 3 or 4 of them all mentions China and like China fucking everything up. So like honey, right? The one about honey was probably my favorite, or the most interesting. To me. It talks about how China fucks up the entire world's honey supply because they cut their honey with like corn syrup or no rice syrup. And there's no way to detect it. This like they get into this whole thing. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away or bore anybody, but there's no way to detect rice syrup in your honey. There's ways to detect high fructose corn syrup and other things that people cut honey with, but there's currently no way to test for rice syrup. But what they do is they test the pollen that's in the honey. So by the pollen that's in there, they can determine where in the world it came from. So for a while, they the United States started blocking Chinese honey because they were fucking everything up. They were causing prices to drop and all that shit. So then China was like, oh, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell our honey to Vietnam. Then Vietnam is going to relabel the honey with a Vietnam. They're going to slap a Vietnam flag on there, and then they're going to send it to the United States instead. So it was still coming over, but it was under like the guise of like being from a different country. It's all fucked. Like I'm trying to think of all the ones. I think it was honey, bottled water, sugar, and garlic. The garlic one was really weird. So what did I say? 1, 2, 3. That's 4, right? So all in those 4 episodes, they talk about how China is fucking everything up because China's fucking up the garlic trade. They're like mass producing it by using prison labor. So like they have people that are in their prisons and they just dump like tons, like literal tons, like metric tons of garlic into these fucking prisons. And there's people that just sit there and have to peel it like individually as like part of just being in jail. Like it's just prison labor. And like they undercut the market because they can get it so cheap. So it's wild. It's wild. China is fucking up this entire world. And it's crazy. It's really fucking crazy. So I highly recommend, if any of you guys end up getting COVID and you got a lot of free time, like I said, there's 12 episodes. So you're looking at 12 hours that you got to spend going through this Netflix series, but it's called Rotten and I highly recommend it. So watch out for China. Fucking shit up.
Imagine that, China.
Yeah. Hot take.
Ask the NBA though, they won't tell you that.
Yeah. The craziest thing for me with them was the wine stuff, because the whole thing, like how they talked about it was like France and even Spain, right? They've been making wine in that region for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And China has really only been doing it for like 20, 30 years. And they're doing it technically better, right? Because they're winning all kinds of awards. They have it like mass produced in these giant fucking warehouses. Like everything's machine operate. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But
so some old lady isn't fucking standing on the grapes in her
No, the old lady is the one that runs the fucking thing. And then they talk about like it's a 2-pronged attack, right? Is how they fucking talk about it, because you have China that's actually making their own grapes and wine, and then you have Chinese business people that are coming to certain areas in Europe and buying vineyards. Like there was a giant, like pretty prominent vineyard in France that got bought by a Chinese business person. I think it was a woman, a business lady, and now it's owned and operated by China, but it's in France. It's wild. It's pretty interesting stuff. Like I said, I like that stuff because I'm a fucking loser, but it's pretty good.
They're coming for our wine now.
Yep. Goddamn commies. So, you got anything else? You got, or I should say, do you have anything that you want to talk about before we wrap things up?
I can check out my sheet. I don't even know what's on here.
Florida sports betting.
Everything good? So did you hear about that at all? The Florida sports betting?
No.
So
Is it something to do with the Seminoles?
yes.
I saw, I think it was either Lifshats or Wallach was tweeting about it. I don't know, one of them, or maybe both.
So I'm going to summarize it. And I don't want, 100% accurate details to get in the way here. But the long and short of it, Florida passed sports betting. The Seminole tribe put out their online platform.
Yep.
And then a judge ruled that their online platform is illegal.
Huh.
Because the Tribal Gaming Act in Florida states that wagers need to be placed on whatever land.
Oh.
And they were like, yeah, it's online. It's hosted here. It's sourced here. It's tethered here. Like, whatever. And the judge goes, no, because you can bet fucking anywhere. But for like 2-3 weeks, or anywhere from like 10 days to 3 weeks, they were still like accepting bets, taking bets, cashing bets. You lose your money, like whatever. And the judge had said it was illegal. So when I had put it on the sheet, it was still up in the air.
Yeah.
They have since had to stop their operation.
Oh shit.
So I think like Hard Rock was their big one.
Yeah.
And they've had to stop the operation of the Hard Rock Sportsbook.
Wow.
So I don't know how they get around it, but now they're talking about it won't be resolved till 2023.
Holy shit.
And part of what the Seminole tribe was, which I listen, I love the idea of it. They were making the argument that they should be allowed to continue because of the financial hardship that would occur if they don't. Because they had poured all this money into getting it set up and jobs and build outs and all of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it would be, so that argument is the equivalent of cop pulls you over with a shitload of drugs. You're like, oh, sorry, officer, you can't take those. I spent too much money on them. No, what you're doing is illegal.
Yes. Yep.
It doesn't matter that you poured a lot of money into it. You are the ones who fucked up.
Yeah, no. I spent a lot of money on that cocaine. You can't have that.
You can't just take that. I financial hardship.
Yeah.
No, so I think Florida sports betting, at least online, like mobile, might be really fucked.
Yeah.
But I think because they fucked up, they killed in person too.
Well, they'll probably still get sports betting before we do. So
they might get it, lose it, and get it back.
Most likely. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. But yeah, not a good year for the Seminoles.
No.
Football team's mediocre.
Yep. Are they bowl eligible?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That's not good. They made a bowl last year, didn't they?
Nope.
No.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. They were bad last year too.
Yeah. So it was 2 years ago.
They kind of fucking suck, dude.
Yeah. Well, I think it was It was. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think was it Taggart's first year that he got. They went to a bowl. They were like 5-5 or 6-6.
He might have gone from the 6-6.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure, dude.
Yeah.
They're yeah, it's not great.
No, it's definitely.
The worst part is they had some really good wins last year or this year, and some really, really bad ones too. Just like really bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, the 2021 team. Yeah, they were 5-7. It's not going to do it. Last year was 3-6. Yeah, it was. So 2 years ago they were 6-7, which somehow
so that's they made a bowl. Second year.
Yeah.
So that was Taggart. And actually he got fired during that year.
They lost to Arizona State in the Sun Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is interesting that they were bowl eligible at 6-7. There must have been some weird shit that year.
Well, 6-7 is probably the loss to Arizona State.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. That'll do it. Yeah, and then the year before that they were not bowl eligible. They were 5-7. Yeah, so they've been to one bowl in the last 4 years, 3 years.
Pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jimbo Fisher is looking pretty decent over at A&M.
Yeah, well, that wasn't. I don't know. That's a whole fucking thing. But if I just go back to this, like this is pretty good. So if I go to Florida State bowl games, and I'm just gonna pick 1988.
Yeah.
Games that they played in: Fiesta, Sugar, Fiesta. Then it was the Blockbuster Bowl. That sounds like bullshit. Cotton, Orange. That was a national title. Sugar, Orange, Sugar, Fiesta, Sugar, Orange. Then 2002, Chris Ricks, Gator Bowl. Sugar, Orange, Gator, Orange. And then it got a little gross. That was like the Drew Weatherford, Christian Ponder years.
Yeah.
Then they finally get back to it. Orange, BCS national title. Rose, Peach, Orange, Independence against Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's been a tough go.
Whatever. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do. I don't know why I say that like there's an option.
Yeah, as if there's an alternative.
Yeah. No, we're going to find something else.
Yeah. All right. You want to wrap this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right.
It occurred to me today, and it's something that a lot of people just generally accept as okay.
It's better than okay.
But I'm going to put this out there that chicken, broccoli, and ziti has got to be top 5 most underwhelming and overrated dishes of all time.
I would agree.
And the reason it came up was because I listened to someone talk about a catering tray, and I'm like, here we fucking go. Let me guess. Rolls, salad, chicken parm, chicken broccoli ziti. Like, very standard, right? Yep, that was exactly what it was. And I'm like, great. Yeah. Like, here we go again. I'm like, you spend all this money on fucking catering, and you end up with chicken, broccoli, and ziti? Like, you fucking serious?
Yeah.
And like, then I like, because I thought about it. And I'm like, oh, that's like so generic, whatever. And then I'm like, chicken broccoli ziti fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not
Like,
great.
well, I'm trying to think, like, what's the redeeming quality about it? So if we're talking pasta,
Yeah.
it's not the literal pasta that people fucking lose their mind about. It's either got to be filled with something, which it's not,
Right.
or it's the sauce that people like. There is no sauce on chicken broccoli ziti.
No, there's two different ways you can do it. You can go with like the garlic butter or garlic white wine, or you can go with like a flat out like Alfredo, like a thick creamy Alfredo.
But so typically it's not an Alfredo though.
No, typically it's not.
So
if you get it from a real, I know I say real as we're shitting all over our chicken ziti broccoli, but if you get it from like a real spot, it's going to be that garlic white wine sauce.
Yeah, but usually it's a garlic butter, which is nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's nothing. And then it's like, ooh, chicken. Yeah, great.
Yeah, the most bland fucking thing ever. Because the other thing too is a lot of places, they don't, especially when you get it catered, like if you get a catering tray, they don't do anything with the chicken. It's literally like it might as well be fucking boiled chicken.
It's like salt, pepper grilled. Like,
yeah, it's gross.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what does this need? I don't know. Broccoli.
Yeah.
Great. And what type of broccoli is always fucking in there? The frozen cuts. You know it's that. It's not fucking, no one's sitting there opening up a fucking head themselves.
No.
It's frozen broccoli cuts because you get the hard pieces too.
Yep.
So first of all, I see through your bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fucking frozen broccoli, fucking whatever, like joke. Now, I don't blame those serving it. I blame the white people that order it.
Yes.
Because why? Why? Like, why? Like, what can, I'm just like, it is so, like, I'm really trying to reason this with myself. There's no situation to order that unless like a kid, like I'm thinking like a 6-year-old kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
Because that's like the population of people that will sit there and go, oh my God, this is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Cause even like, cause like if you get it for like kids, they can just eat the pasta. Like they'll either eat the pasta or like pick around the chicken. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Like why, like what is the appeal? Because it is
I don't know. I'm not
two of the three components suck, right? Chicken sucks, broccoli sucks.
Pasta is pasta.
It takes on
nothing without what else is in there.
Right. Pasta takes on the capabilities of whatever it's eaten with. So
yeah, it's the ditto.
Yeah.
Or the Kirby.
The Kirby. So yeah, by proxy, the pasta would suck then, right? And it's like the sauce is usually weird. And then also in the catering form, it's gonna sit there for a while and it's gonna get fucking soggy, right? The broccoli gets soggy and the pasta gets flimsy. And it's like, this is not good. It's just not good. You know, like I don't know. I agree with you. The more I thought about it.
See, yeah, I made a compelling argument.
Yeah.
And now I'm not just going to bash chicken broccoli ziti because baked ziti exists. That's your alternative.
Right.
Get the baked ziti. Obviously, this place has ziti.
Right.
And if you're going to get the chicken parm on one end,
yeah,
doesn't it make sense to get the baked ziti to make a little bit more coherent plate? No, I'm going to get the chicken broccoli ziti tray so I can get the chicken broccoli ziti and fucking put chicken parm with it. So then it starts to mix into this amalgamation of fucking God knows what. Yeah. Whereas, I'll get the baked ziti and the chicken parm and maybe some meatballs. And then if you don't want chicken parm, you can have meatball. If you want both, go nuts.
Yeah.
But you can all put it on the same plate, and it all kind of works.
Yeah, agreed. That is a much better scenario.
And fucking fucked up because I heard the words chicken broccoli ziti and instantly fucking went to my godmother's house in the fucking garage.
Yeah.
I remember the table set up, and I remember the fucking food being there.
Yeah.
And I remember the chicken broccoli ziti. No one fucking eats because it fucking sucks.
Yeah, no one eats. That's the other thing too, is no one eats it. That's always what is the most left over after like catering things. Like I'm trying to think of like all the banquets we went to in high school for sports and like whatever other fucking christenings bullshit. Anytime we had to go to the Elks, pretty much anytime we were at the Elks and it was fucking catered, it's like nobody eats the chicken broccoli and ziti. Nobody touches it.
Especially when it's like you can do so much better, people.
Yeah.
Fuck. And catering trays ain't cheap.
No.
They don't charge you less for the chicken broccoli ziti because it sucks.
Right.
Costs just the same as the rest of them.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to remember too, for because we used to do the team dinners in high school football, like the night before the game. And I don't know if we ever did chicken broccoli and ziti. I don't think we did.
No, because no one would waste their time with all those components. There's no point.
Yeah. I think we always had it catered from Avellino's though. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Finn. Always put on a great team dinner Thursday nights. But yeah, like I don't ever remember. Well, not that I would remember what we had for fucking dinner, but I don't think like the chicken broccoli ziti was like a thing. Like I think it was always like some sort of pasta, meatballs, chicken parm, like that type of deal.
Yeah, no, the chicken broccoli ziti, you're right. It's christenings, birthdays, whatever, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
Banquets.
Yeah.
All that type of food.
It's dumb. I'm trying to think of like, what is a good banquet food? Outside of obviously like the baked ziti and the chicken parm.
Sausage, peppers, and onions is usually pretty good.
Yeah. Nope, that's what it was. Because I knew there was another one that's like, there's one other thing. Because I'm imagining like the big trays. And I'm like, there's one that doesn't suck. Yeah. Sausage, peppers, and onions.
But it depends on who makes it, because it could easily suck. That's the problem with sausage, peppers, and onions.
Yeah, that's another one. If it sits for too long, it gets gross and soggy.
Yeah.
Like the oil separates.
Yeah, it's dumb. But like the thing is like when it comes to like catering trays, like people like don't like I don't know. Everyone just settles for like the generic, and it's like, dude, it's not that hard to get something halfway decent.
Right.
But people, I don't know. People just settle. I don't know. Whatever. But it's like the same reason. Like, you know, like one time I look at a couple things. Like when it usually has to do with my parents. Like one time they wanted to go to this like Italian place, and it's not fucking like real Italian.
Right.
It's family style Italian. Big plates, tons of food, cheap. And I'm like, dude, do not offer me this. I don't fucking care. I'm not looking for fucking value for my dollar.
Right. It's like the chateau. Like the chateau is a big, like that's like you go there and they're just going to give you a fuck ton of food. And like maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be, depending on, you know, which location you're at and what time of day it is.
Well, that's the thing is like, so right now Easton Mass has like 7 fucking Italian places and no Italian population. So you can probably imagine how good it is.
Yeah.
And like one of the places I hear, it's like, oh, the food's good, big portions, reasonably priced. I go, I'm never fucking going there.
Yeah, no, that's how you know it sucks. Big portions, reasonably priced. That's how you know it sucks.
All you're telling me is it's a big plate of food that I don't fucking want.
Yeah. Oh, that place is great. They give you such big portions. Okay.
It's not that expensive either. It's like
that doesn't mean they're good. It just means they give you a lot of food.
I'd rather it be expensive, because if I go somewhere and they're gonna give me this massive plate of food for $15, I can buy a box of pasta for about 89 cents.
Yeah.
I can buy a pound of the like meatball mix that I usually like. That might be like $6. I could get some ribs like I like to do, throw those in the pot.
Yep.
Those are like $4 because they're cheap. Can of tomatoes is like $3. I get the San Marzanos. What am I up to right now? Have I spent $11?
Roughly, yeah.
Maybe I might be at $15 right now. And then I need my tomato paste. So I'm at $16. And
yeah.
right then and there, I just fed 2 people, one of which eats entirely too much food. Because not this past weekend, the weekend before. That's what I did. That's precisely what I did.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Reasonably priced. I'll fucking make it myself.
Right.
Oh, you don't want to make it yourself? Yes, I fucking do. If I want someone to make it fucking for me, it better be fucking good.
Yeah. Right? Like that's the thing too. Like if I'm going to go somewhere and pay like outside of like a fucking typical restaurant, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to like Applebee's or you're going to fucking Bertucci's, like let's be realistic here. Like you're going to get what you're going to get.
I do like a Bertucci's margarita pizza. I do.
Oh yeah, no. What I'm saying is
I
like
ain't going to a fucking Bertucci's.
Right, but what I'm saying is like if you're going to a chain restaurant, like you shouldn't expect like awesome. But if I'm going to a restaurant to get something, I want it to fucking knock my dick off. Like there's a place in Rhode Island not far from where we are called Laura's. It is one of my favorite places ever. It's not cheap, right? It's on the expensive side. But every time I go there, I try and get something different on the menu, and it literally knocks my fucking dick off. I have to like apologize to the waitress and like bend down and like pick up my fucking dick off the floor and take it to the bathroom and fucking clean it off,
tuck it in the waistband,
and reattach it. Like it blows. Like the place is dynamite. It is, like I said, it's one of my favorite places around here. Shout out to Laura's in Lincoln, Rhode Island. But they're phenomenal, right? And like I go there and I know I'm going to spend a lot of money, but I don't care because the food is fucking delicious. Like exactly like you said, if I'm going to go somewhere and get something, like I want it to be good. Like I want to eat it and be like, wow, that's delicious.
My rule of thumb is I'd rather pay more for a smaller plate now.
Yeah. I agree with that. I get down with that.
Like again, I just don't need to order. Like I don't like. I'm fucking not 12 anymore. I don't need to order chicken parm out for dinner.
Right. Yeah.
Like no fucking way.
Yeah. Like I try and do that too. Like if I go to like a nice Italian restaurant, I try and look for something on the menu that's different and then get that. Cause like you can get fucking chicken parm anywhere. You can get veal parm in it. You know what I mean? You can get spaghetti and meatballs anywhere. You can get fucking, you know what I mean? Like you can get that shit anywhere. If I see something on the menu that's like,
British short ribs.
Yeah. Like I'm going to get that, or sometimes they have like, they use steak in like weird ways. Not necessarily a pizzaiola, because steak pizzaiola is actually pretty common. It's not as common as chicken parm, but something like sometimes they do some like weird shit, like they'll do like a maybe some sort of like steak dish with a vodka sauce and like some other thing. You know what I mean? Like they do different stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. Like I want that. Like I want to try that. Because again, I can get veal parm anywhere, any day of the week. Like I can go down the street and get that. Like give me something different. Like give me something good. So I agree with you there. But it's one of those things like I never really thought of it until you brought it up.
I didn't think of it till today. But I heard it fucking unfolding. And it's like, listen, I'm just a fucking idiot. Like, I really am. But like, I'm predicting what's gonna come out of people's mouths now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh great, chicken parm, chicken broccoli ziti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a salad tray. Wow. You paid $30 for someone to make you a fucking salad and put the dressing on the side. Couldn't figure that one out yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously, like that one you can do yourself. Like you can go to the fucking store, buy 3 heads of lettuce, chop it up, buy a fucking thing of black olives, buy like
6 bags,
4 tomatoes. You can do a giant tray. You can buy the giant tinfoil tray too for like $2. You can do the entire thing yourself for probably like $10, but you paid $30 from a catering service.
Wow, such a good salad.
Yeah. Yeah, the dressing on the side.
Yeah, it's on the side.
Yeah. Yep.
At least they get that part right.
Yeah. Banquets suck. Well, my final thought, something else sucks. And it was announced today that the United States in the U.S. versus Ghislaine Maxwell has mentioned that it might rest its case at the end of this week. So for anyone that has not been following this case, it just started last week. We are in the second week. We're roughly, well, when this comes out on Thursday, we'll be almost 2 weeks into the case. And they're talking about resting the case by the end of this week. So that would be tomorrow for some of you that listen to this on the day that comes out. To which I say, what the fuck, right? Because this was supposed to take roughly 6 weeks to get through. So we were talking like, month and a half, 2 months to get through this case. They've gone through, currently as it stands, a week and 2 days, and they've called 3 witnesses in 7 days, right? The 5 days last week and 2 days so far this week. They've had 3 witnesses in 7 days of this trial. And they're like, yeah, we might rest our case, by the end of this week. I don't think we're going to drag this one out. We're not going to dig too deep. This is fucking bullshit. Again, I can't say that I'm surprised. But it doesn't mean that it's not still aggravating, right? Like the media is not covering, like the big time media is not really covering it. No one's talking about it. Jones actually is the one that told me, because I don't watch the regular news. Jones actually told me that he watched the news for a couple days and was like, not one word was mentioned about it last week. Luckily, there's the trial tracker on Twitter that hopefully you guys have been following. They're the ones that actually tweeted out this, like literally almost right before we got on air. I saw that tweet that they put out that the U.S. Might rest its case. And it's like, what are we doing? What do we do? Like, this was supposed to be the trial that took down the fucking sketchy fucking backroom elite weird fucking pedophiles, and it's not going to do any of that. And it's really unfortunate, and it sucks, right? It's disheartening if it does end this week and it goes down after 3 witnesses, and then nothing happens. Like, I don't know. Like I said, like I can't really say that I'm surprised, but in a way, like I kind of am. Like I like this thing was billed as, and again, not by the mainstream media, but this thing was billed as like, the trial of the century. Like this thing is going to fucking take down people that it's going to rattle some fucking massive cages. And in reality, it's probably going to do none of that. And it's super fucking disappointing, and it's frustrating. And like I said, it is really disheartening. It's upsetting, right? Because I do care about this kind of shit. And I think most normal people do, right? Like child sex trafficking and like pedophilia and all this fucking bullshit. Like these people need to be fucking hung from their toenails. And they're gross, disgusting, vile pieces of shit that words cannot describe how fucking terrible these people are. Like they should all just be fucking shot, and everyone's just gonna walk and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't want to uncover the fucking stones, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to pull the thread.
No, because they know what it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pull the ripcord early.
Yep.
Just say fuck it. Prosecution rests.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, don't you want to like bring justice for everything that happened? Not really.
Yeah. No, we did our 2 weeks in the trial.
Yeah, no, we went through trial.
Yeah. No, we had a trial. We just we couldn't find enough evidence. Well, didn't you guys only do it for 2 weeks? Well, yeah, but we figured that was good enough.
Yeah, did you try to find any evidence? Because it doesn't sound like you did.
Yeah.
Sounds like there was a lot of it. Sounds like you guys looked into none of it.
Yep.
Almost as if you didn't want to.
Yep.
Almost as if this is all just a facade.
Yeah.
Fucking dog and pony show. Look, we're putting her on trial. We'll get to the bottom of this. Except we don't want to.
Yeah. Except we looked into everything and we saw where this information might lead. And we were like, no, we're good. We're not going to bring anybody else on the stand. We don't want to.
Before Mona Lisa Vito can fucking give her testimony, we'll just.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to, we don't want to open any doors. We don't want to start going down rabbit holes. We don't want to pull on threads. We're good. 3 witnesses. 3 witnesses is good.
Bill Clinton's gonna skate again.
Yep.
Like it's amazing. Like how does that guy not called to the stand?
He has not even been mentioned.
They like him.
Yep.
Like with it like even if you bring him in and it doesn't help or hurt the case,
right?
How do you not bring him in, sit him down, fucking hand on the Bible, whatever the fuck they do, and go, what was the nature of your trips? And just let them fucking squirm.
Yeah.
Why did you go? How many trips? Did you ever see this? Did you ever see that? He might tell you nothing. He might tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Like, at least try.
You're not even going to bring him in? Like, you're not going to bring in anyone that's linked to them?
Yeah. Even people that, like, you have dead to rights, right? Like, and now I know this is weird because he's in a different country and I don't know, like, extradition laws and stuff like that. But, like, Prince Andrew, like, you pretty much got him dead to rights, right? Like he was kicked out of the royal family. Like the fucking queen was like, yeah, no, he's not one of us anymore. They fucking wrote him out of the will. Like they did the whole thing. Like, you're not going to call that guy. You're not going to call Clinton. You're not going to call any of these people. Les
45.
Wexner. You're not going to call the guy that essentially got Epstein like into fucking power, like with like monetarily wise, like at the beginning. Like, you're not going to call any of these people. Nothing.
Nope. 3 witnesses is enough.
Yeah.
You know what's the best part about 3? It's the number where you can say you did something, but the number that you didn't do anything.
Yeah, when there's hundreds, of people that you could bring in.
Yeah, did you bring in anyone from the prison? I don't know. Well, I guess the prison wouldn't have had anything to do with her, but
yeah, no. This is just for, her involvement in child trafficking, I think, and whatever else they're trying to get her for that they won't get her for because they only brought in 3 witnesses. But like, They're not even concerning. They didn't even bring in like Virginia Giuffre, right? Like she's a big witness. She's gone on trial against Epstein. Like she's been super outspoken. Or Virginia Roberts now. I don't know. It's the same person. One of them is her maiden name. I don't know which one is which. But I always say Virginia Giuffre. Like you're not going to bring her in? Like she was a legitimate material witness in the Epstein trial, and you're not going to bring her in for this one?
And like, what does it say that no one wants to come forward either on like the other end? Like, that's kind of, that seems kind of concerning to me. Is usually you can't wait to put people away. You can't wait to put scumbags away.
Right.
But what are they afraid of?
Right. Like federal prosecutors live for this shit. They love this shit. They want to put the cocksuckers behind bars.
Like so if Fredo's brother got a fucking trial, you don't think women would be like
the fucking county prosecutor in Kenosha, Wisconsin, literally made up information about Kyle Rittenhouse to try and put him behind bars. Prosecutors, granted, he was a moron, but prosecutors love that shit. They just want to put people in jail.
Yeah, and it's like, again, if you could get people that are willing to testify against her, take them all.
Yeah.
And there's three. Three. Total.
Yep.
Nothing to see here, right?
Yeah. It's so fucking frustrating. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's one of those things like, will it affect my day-to-day life? No. But like the fact that this shit exists is fucking disgusting. And the fact that there's not going to be any justice is fucking disgusting. Right? There was no justice for Epstein. He's fucking dead. Like, she's not going to fucking... She's not going to get anything. Like they'll probably just end up letting her off. They'll be like, yeah, we don't have enough. we didn't have enough in the trial to convict her on anything. Well, yeah, you didn't have enough because you spent 47 seconds. Like, no wonder why you didn't have enough. You didn't fucking try. That's the thing, right? All you have to do is try and you have enough.
Yeah.
You didn't
typically try. In order to convict someone, you have to present evidence, and they have done none of that.
Yeah. They've had
nothing to see here though.
Yeah. They've had one victim, the pilot that his PJ pilot. Maybe it was two victims. Two different female victims, and then the pilot of his private jet. Those are the three witnesses they've had so far.
Yeah, it should be good enough.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man.
Something stinks.
Yeah, it's fucking rotten. And it's not the Netflix documentary. So that's going to do it for us. It's a hell of a way to end it on a fucking disheartening note, but there's nothing we can do about it. We're just two dickheads that fucking sit on the couch and talk about dumb shit. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. Make sure you click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave us a review, write a comment. Sorry. The review is for iTunes after you give us 5 stars over there. Subscribe wherever you're listening if you're audio only. Big thank you to mybookie.com. Promo code SarcasmPod at mybookie.com will double your first deposit up to $1,000 over there. So again, that's SarcasmPod promo code at mybookie.com. Same promo code, use it over at grillyourassoff.com, will get you 15% off your entire order as a multi-use coupon. So Sarcasm Pod at grillyourassoff.com 15% off every time you use the discount code. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good